This program has been brought to you by Solution Ford. Following the tragic attacks in Paris, FirstNationsTV.com met with Myriam Rabani-Gosselin from the Center for the Prevention of Radicalization Leading to Violence to learn about the services they offer to fight violent radicalization in Quebec.
Like anybody else, we were very saddened by the events in Paris and by the events in Beirut the day before. The Center for the Prevention of Radicalization Leading to Violence has been open since March 2015. At first it was a city initiative, and then the government jumped on board, and now we have funding from both. About 70% of the calls we get are from the Greater Montreal, and 30% are from the rest of Quebec. We get calls from family members because obviously they are the people that are the most, the better place to make these kind of calls because they see the individual every day and they are able to see the change. We also get calls from, it could be friends or from teachers, anybody who's close to the individual who will be able to see these differences. These are the people that we aim to sort of get our message out to, because these are the people that can be vigilant.
Liaison and community development worker Myriam Rabani-Gosselin explained the impact of international events on radicalization.
What happens on the international scene has a direct impact in our lives. If maybe that was not so much the case a few years ago, it is definitely the case now. And of course, in our everyday intervention, this comes out. And we have to provide, I think, a safe environment for people to be able to talk about these issues.
She goes on to explain the difference between radicalism and violent radicalism.
It's positive in any democratic societies to have radicals, like Martin Luther King or Gandhi, or even the suffragette movement, the feminist movement. These are all, at core, these are radical ideas, but that made our societies progress. So it's important to keep having radical ideas. It's important to keep questioning the system, but at the same time, our aim is really about violence. When radical ideas are connected with violence, or when violence is seen as a mean to express radical ideas, and that's where we intervene. So right now we have different phases that we want to achieve in terms of training, prevention. We've only been open since March, so we have a lot of work in front of us, but we want to reach out to schools. We've started already to reaching out to schools. We have prevention programs that are coming too, so we're offering training and information to teachers, to youth workers, to outreach workers, community workers. So we really want to talk about the process of radicalization that leads to violence.
Ms. Rabani-Gosselin tells us about the interventions the Center will be doing in the future.
Part of our strategy is to tell first-line workers what kind of behavior that they should be looking for. At the same time, we think it's important to take into account that these are behaviors, so that we don't stigmatize a particular community or a particular religious belief, because for us, radicalization is a process that can be religious, that can be political. So it's really more about behavior than it is about individuals. I think the most important thing is, if they have any questions regarding radicalization, the process, they can call us at our line. It's a free line. At the same time, we really want to make sure that people understand that radicalization is not linked to a specific community or a specific religious belief. To the contrary, we've got calls that range from all kind of different radicalization. Like I said, it can be political, it can be religious, and it's important not to stigmatize a community. And stigmatization is one of the process that leads to radicalization. So it would be counterintuitive, actually, to link radicalization to a specific community.
We have a tendency in this chaos to always think about the negative, but in meeting this organization, we found out that there is actually things that we can do together to prevent radicalization, and things also to learn that radicalization is not always a bad thing. It's radicalization with violence that is a bad thing. Here in Montreal, reporting, Sergio Pavone for FirstNationsTV.com.